All right, hello and welcome to Beyond Reproach. This is Tux Lurzel.
And Stephanie Domingo.
I come to you from Detroit, Michigan, where I record on land belonging to the Ojibwe, Ottawa, Potawatomi, and Wyandot nations.
And I come to you from Medellin, Colombia, where I'm recording on land belonging to the Carina peoples.
Nice. So these are some of many nations still very much out here doing their thing, and we would like to acknowledge that.
Yes.
For those of you who don't know, Beyond Reproach is the show about scandals and scandalousness in American politics and government. But today, this is a minisode, and we're just doing whatever the hell we want.
Hey.
Yeah, that is that is Dev. We have a guest today. We're doing the guest thing this month. So you've heard his name countless times on the show, and I figure it was time for you to officially sort of meet him.
When I was a kid at school learning the golden rule, teacher often used to say, if you don't tell a lie, there's not a reason why you can't be like Washington someday. How could Washington be a married man and never, never tell a lie?
Out from behind the scenes.
So, okay, I appreciate the introduction. Thank you. And I appreciate all of the ending shout outs. They always, all the like changes. Oh my God, they make me happy. They make my fiance happy too.
Amazing.
But yeah,
oh yeah, you should tell that story about how you found us and we found you.
So, okay, let's see. So first off, I come to you from Castle Rock, where it's land belonging to the Arapaho and Cheyenne tribes. So I moved to Colorado, I'd say about 2.5 years ago, and hadn't really had any audio jobs, hadn't really done a whole lot of networking out here yet. I was still really just getting adjusted to, the cold because I moved in the winter.
Oh no.
Which was not a good choice.
That was not the way.
Oh my God, not the way. But yeah.
Where did you move from? Sorry to interrupt.
I moved from Indianapolis, Indiana.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yes.
Yeah. So Midwest transplant, basically. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you went colder. Why?
Yeah, like and way more bipolar. I didn't think it got more bipolar than Chicago, but I was wrong. I miscalculated. Like we got, just as a joke, like I think we got 7 inches in our last snowstorm 3-4 days ago. And I was just like, wow, this is light. And the combination of how much the combination of how much snow we've had this year, I've just been like, if it stops here, this will be a little bit of a midwinter. But anyway, the only friends that we had out here were my fiance's longtime friends that she'd had since she also lived in Indianapolis. And we met up with them and had a couple of really nice hangouts, a Thanksgiving even. And then I believe sometime around there, we were talking about podcasts, and her friend was just talking about the 3 to 4 different podcasts that she was listening to this week specifically. And she said one of them was looking for an audio engineer. And the next thing I knew, I think my fiance was just kind of looking at me with like those eyes, like you're going to put an application in, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, next thing I knew, I was already on the website and sending you guys a message. And yeah, that was, basically the end of that. It's been a pretty fun journey so far on the weekly basis, like not being able to control what I learn about. It is fantastic.
Is it? Okay, I'm glad.
It is.
I'm glad it's not traumatic.
No, definitely not. It's I have ADD, so it's just a really interesting, just like, okay, sweet. I'm getting a little history lesson this week. And like, I
just
don't know,
along for the journey.
Yeah, it's awesome. Sometimes I drink for the editing, sometimes not. But,
Love it.
Yeah, I'm sure some of the stories it helps.
Yeah. That's real.
I could, you know what? I will say that the most notable story that I was just like, okay, I'm gonna edit some of this tomorrow.
Oh, no.
tomorrow I'm going to edit this with a drink because I was like, okay, I grew up, really enjoying being in a car and traveling and stuff like that. So I enjoyed highways, right?
Oh.
being super naive and being like, man, highways are awesome. These are great. And then listening to the episode, I think it was like maybe November or December, where it was just like gentrification, highways, relationship there. And I was like, oh man.
Yeah.
So
we'll ruin anything for you.
In the best way possible, I will say.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's see. I am 31, just turned 31, December 26th. Pretty awesome birthday and New Year's weekend too. And I'm currently still in school to be an audio engineer, getting my BA from Full Sail University in audio production. And I'm scheduled to graduate I'm done with classes come February of next year, and I think I'll be graduating in May. So I'm looking forward to it. But then that other 50% of me is like, you're gonna miss being a student.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's been a pretty nice journey from where I started to where I am, to say the least. Because I thought I knew audio before, and I think I know audio now, but I feel like in 10 months I'm gonna be like, oh.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah. And let's see how audio plays into everything else in my life. These are all mini categories, so feel free to interject for sure. But I produce 2 podcasts already, and I'm hoping that just kind of morphs into a whole, just podcasting catalog where I'm not necessarily editing one podcast, but I'm helping people put together the idea of podcasts and audio and video and, content creation, stuff like that.
So you're editing 2 podcasts in addition to ours or including ours?
Including yours right now.
Okay, right now.
Okay. Best case scenario, it'll end up being 3 total, but I'm rebranding my podcast into something else. So I'm trying to figure out that lane. And when that comes back, it'll jump back to being another, 3 podcasts a week situation, basically. But yeah.
So what's the other podcast called that you edit?
It's called Stiff Peaks Podcast. It's a podcast I do with my fiance. We basically just kind of talk about relationship stuff, but then we also talk about, pop culture stuff. And then I also try to make her laugh with really stupid TikTok videos. So
Okay.
Okay.
I didn't know you had a podcast with your fiance. That's so cool.
Her job has ramped up the last, I'd say, 3 weeks. So we haven't really been able to put out as much content as we would like, but we're writing. I think we're in the middle of writing the first 2 episodes back. I think we've learned a grip from you guys, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
What? Wow.
For sure. Just how to stay on target and on track with putting 1 podcast out per week. You would think that that's an easy thing, but it's not.
Oh my God, it's so hard.
It's the hardest part.
Yeah. And I think
consistency.
the last thing that we need is that consistency, because it's taken a while for us to understand the audio stuff. The video stuff has also been an endeavor that
you're doing video as well.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So you're on YouTube? I need to check this out. Why are we just learning about this now? Huh?
I'll send you a link to our latest episode, or just basically a channel in general, because now it's morphed into reaction videos too. But
okay, we'll put it on the show notes of this episode too, so the listeners can check it out.
Oh, sweet, awesome. So other than the podcasting stuff and hoping that morphs into its own thing, I'm also a musician in a couple different ways too. So I play violin. That's the very first thing that I started playing in general. And I started in middle school, late middle school, early high school. Yeah. And I'm hoping, that just kind of morphs into just a hobby where I can just jump into some audio workstation and just kind of put anything together that sounds good. I don't know if I necessarily want to get on stage per se. I think most of me wants to, but for right now, I'm just kind of enjoying the fact that, violin stuff combined with like making beats and producing like, house music and stuff like that. It's pretty fun.
I love like a classical instrument like that in sort of like a modern music,
me too. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm always trying to find like the best way to implement a violin into being a DJ, but that's easier said than done, just like putting out one episode a week. But I think I'm getting there. Like, I think I'm in the middle of learning The Weeknd and Swedish House Mafia, Moth to a Flame.
Violin.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm hoping to mesh that with my latest like set list, which at the end of it is it's a house remix of that song. So yeah.
Nice.
Other than that,
are you on SoundCloud?
Yeah, I'm on SoundCloud.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
I'll put that in the show notes as well.
For sure. Yeah. The latest track that I'm producing right now, it's actually a final for the class this month. It's called I. And basically just about everything that I'm realizing around me at the moment. I think you guys kind of have a play in that too, but yeah. I mean, you can't help but like notice what's happening in the country at all times, but
that's we get, we try really hard not to do anything that's too current because it's just like overwhelming.
Absolutely. I
understand that. I understand that because everybody probably just got done listening to their medium talk about that certain thing and they're just like,
exactly.
Really?
Like echo.
Yeah.
But then,
ruminating.
Yeah. But then everything we do talk about still sort of ties into what's happening now.
Oh, like every episode, I'm just
every episode,
yeah.
How is this going to play? 20 seconds in. This sounds familiar.
Right. Yeah.
By the way, I'm glad that we were able to get the wave version of, the episodes out so that like you guys' bigger voices could be heard instead of them being like MP3, compressed down and stuff like that, just because room noise that we had previously, it's like basically nobody's friend. And Tux, you have a silky smooth voice. Like you can't have room noise with that kind of voice. Like it's radio happy already. And,
silky smooth. I love that. Like velvet.
Your charisma, like you can't have room noise with that either. Like
the compliments. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
We're definitely, enjoying all the work that you've been doing.
Yeah, the sound is incredible.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
It seems like you picked things up pretty quickly. There was, like in the first couple of weeks, maybe a month, there was a little bit of sort of getting used to the way things are done. And then after that, it was just smooth sailing.
Yeah. It's been a really nice relationship, really nice professional relationship so far, for sure. And I'm looking forward to next year's October, by the way. That was my first year around. We're really gonna have some fun this upcoming October.
Oh, with all the like spooky sounds and stuff.
Of course. Yeah.
For sure. Obviously keep all of the same ones that we liked from previous years, but like now that I realized what you guys kind of wanted at the end of it, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna get a little bit more creepy.
Yeah. I think one of our listeners said something like, she's like, "Oh, I'm so sad that October's over because I love all your Halloween episodes, but God damn it, that witch had to die."
I wasn't too happy about that sound after the third week. The first week I was like, "Oh yeah." Second week I was like, "Oh." Third week I was like, "Oh, it's just too high frequency."
Yeah, it's too much. I went too far.
Yeah, definitely. I love going too far. That's my favorite thing.
Yeah. I enjoy it, by the way. You guys do a solid job. Plus I enjoy all the drinks. Like I think I'm gonna start I think I'm gonna start following along with the drinks.
You should.
Nice.
Yeah, they're posted on the Instagram, so it's like, okay. Plus I get to hear a little blurb about how it's made.
Yeah.
How long do you spend on a like weekly basis putting together your stories?
Oh, it's hard. It depends on the story for me.
I get the sentiment on that too.
Yeah, are bigger, and some stories are smaller, but just like harder to do.
Yeah,
because they're really emotional. Yeah, I don't know. Tux, do you can you quantify?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is. That like the redlining story that I
Yeah.
did and the story about the rebellion in Detroit, those 2 stories really, like, I was researching that shit for months, like,
Yeah.
trying to make sure that
Okay.
I got it right and sort of
Mhm.
understood what was happening, and I still, once we sat down and record, I was like, "Oh, I don't know anything about these stupid snipers."
I'm sorry.
No, I mean, it's good. I'm sure people at home were thinking the same thing, and I was like, "I don't know," you know?
Yeah.
But
Feel
yeah,
that.
I was like going to the Detroit Historical Museum to try and learn everything I could about what happened. And, you know, like Stephanie said, some stories are bigger than others. But
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
most part, I try, you know, you came on and started working with us at a very sort of transitional time for all of us, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stephanie is traveling internationally. I just bought a house that I'm fixing up. So I'm in this place where I kind of, you know, I still have a paid job, but I sort of stepped away from it a little bit and I'm only
Mhm.
working part-time so that I can work on our house because the house is a huge project. It's a 2-family house. So I'm essentially
Yeah.
renovating 2 houses at the same time right
It's a
now.
full-time job.
Interesting. So did you buy a fixer upper and you were just like, nah, I'm gonna make this mine kind of thing?
Yeah, it's definitely a fixer-upper, but we bought a duplex on purpose because we're like, oh, it'll be, what a great financial decision. We'll have
Yeah.
income. It's passive income.
Yeah.
Not really thinking about the fact that it meant that we were going to have to come up with the money to renovate 2 houses all at
Feel
once
that.
up front before we started turning a profit on it.
I feel that.
So yeah, I'm like, just recently have been trying to force myself to sort of take time to say, like, I'm going to work on the house 3 days a week. I'm going to work on my paid work 2 days a week, and I'm going to work on the podcast 2 days a week.
Mhm.
And maybe I'll get a day off every once in a while too.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
feel that. I
Yeah.
feel that. I understand that. I'm so to the combination of jobs that I'm doing right now to get through school is a lot like, okay, if I get a day off, I'm asleep because that's the only thing to
Right.
do. But yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm a part-time substitute teacher, which is
Oh,
a
cool.
really hilarious daily endeavor because it changes. I usually don't end up at the same school like week to week to week. I may take 2 or 3 day assignments and stuff like that, but
What grade?
grades do you usually? Yeah.
it usually ends up being 3rd or 4th grade. Like that's
Okay.
kind of
Okay.
been what the overall availability has been for like 3 or 4 years that I've done this. But yeah, I've done everything from kindergartners all the way up to 8th graders.
Wow.
So
Oh, wow.
yeah,
Okay.
definitely a span. And out here in Colorado, there's a pretty decent chance you'll see like 3 or 4 age groups in a day just because they're charter schools. For another supplemental side of income, I also do DoorDash. So
Oh.
it's the freelancer life until I become an actual
Yeah.
freelancer next year. Yeah.
Always
Yeah.
hustling. That's
Yep. Feast or famine. I love it.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
it.
But it gives you flexibility. Like I want to become freelance, like hopefully within the next like 1 to 2 years.
I feel that. It does
Yeah.
give you flexibility that's very unique. And like it's
Yeah.
very different for every freelancer too. That's what's really crazy about it. Depending on somebody's personality style, they could literally be like, "Oh no, I don't touch nights. I don't work nights
Yeah.
because I'll fall asleep at the wheel." That's basically
Oh.
me.
Yeah, that would be me too. I have sort of like night blindness on the road.
I understand that. I have
Yeah.
to drive a decent portion, of nights because my fiance has the same problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's difficult for you guys.
I don't know
understand
what it
that.
is. It's like I've heard that there's like glasses that you can get, but basically it's sort of like the contrast between headlights, like how bright headlights are and how dark
Mhm.
everything else is. I sort of like can't see anything but the lights coming at me.
Really?
Yeah.
I
Wow.
understand that. Interesting.
I did not know that about you. Is that
I hate
recent?
driving at night. No, I've always been like
Oh,
that.
you've always been like that.
I
Okay.
just sort of dealt with it when I was younger. It's getting
Yeah.
harder for me to like, want to bother with it now.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Just like, no, I fucking hate this. I don't want to do this.
I feel that.
well, hello there. Do you wish your high school history course had more drinking, more swearing, and more ladies?
Well, do we have the show for you? Herstory on the Rocks is a long-form podcast talking about good women, bad women, fictional women, and non-fictional women from all times and places.
Basically, each week we pair two women who we research with a themed signature cocktail.
You won't be sorry you listened to our latest episode.
Available everywhere you listen to podcasts. Cheers!
One last quirky fact about me that I'll say. I've been injured for the last 2.5 going on 3 months. And it's the first time I've ever been seriously injured before. It has been a patriarchal humbling. Okay.
Yeah.
Because before I played a lot of sports, and not gonna lie, I talked a lot of shit to my fiance too. I just kind of, the Capricorn in me is just let's just kind of have fun with it, But I got a really healthy dose of reality when I was playing basketball with some high schoolers.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. I know where this is going.
I went up for a rebound, and it was a 50-50 opportunity. So I could have gotten it, another person could have gotten it. I was lucky to get the rebound, or unlucky, I don't know. I landed on the ground first and started to turn to go up on offense, and the dude just landed on the back of my calf muscle, and I just immediately fell to the ground. Life has been very different since then.
Damn, I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, Jesus.
Damn.
It's okay. I got lucky and I didn't break anything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because now that I've been injured for this long, after playing so many sports, I realized that I was probably a couple degrees away from breaking something and having another trauma situation. Yeah. But yeah, it's been a beautiful situation too.
Humbling.
At the same time. Very humbling, because I was working myself to the bone before, not really, taking advantage of my time very well, not really inherently being able to, take advantage of friends and family time very well. And that forced me to sit my ass down.
Yeah.
Couldn't move really for the first 2 weeks because it was incredibly swollen, and a lot of my movement was completely just gone at that point. But yeah, I slowly worked it all the way back, and I just started running in a basketball court 2-3 days ago. And
oh, okay.
Yeah, it's been nice getting back to, a normal kind of life. But for the last 3 months, it's been me, you guys, and audio. So
damn.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
How is it feeling when you're trying to run on it?
Yeah.
I still look like an awkward, deflated duck, I would say.
Yeah.
On one side of my body, I definitely have some gusto, some, normalcy is there. But the other side, I'm still kind of scared to put my normal amount of weight back in it. And my body in itself is just I don't trust this limb yet. It's not that strong.
Yeah.
So
do you do PT?
Yeah, definitely
Okay.
a decent amount of PT.
Okay, good.
A lot of patience, because I have the personality type to rush things.
Mm-hmm.
So
you just gotta let it heal.
Mm-hmm. It's taken its sweet time. It happened in mid-November, and I went to the doctor, I say 3 or 4 days after that, and the doctor was like, all right, so you're going to be down until the end of December, and things probably aren't going to be normal until February. And I was like, you're lying. You don't know. You don't know.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
You don't know how this works.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to be back in a week.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Surely self-assured.
Yeah, to be young again, to feel like your body will just bounce back.
After the most traumatic stuff.
Yeah. I mean, that's
after jumping off of buildings or jumping off of trees, your body's just just give me 20 minutes. You're fine. Now it's you're going to need 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Or 2 months or 2 years, depending on what you do.
I'm the kind of person that I'm oh my God, I did something so minimal and basic. I'm I'm never going to recover from this.
Bury me.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel that now.
Yeah.
I feel that now.
Oh no.
I could get winded, before, just tying my shoes and stuff like that. But We played Just Dance, just like I think it was last weekend. I'm still recovering from that.
Yeah.
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 Oh, good times.
Wow. Life lessons over here.
Yeah. Life
Yeah.
lesson episode.
Yeah. I mean, that's real though. Our bodies do change and we have to be gentle with them, even though it's not our normal. It sounds like it's not your normal impulse to be gentle with yourself.
Nope. Not at
Yeah.
all. Nope.
Yeah.
My impulse is just, okay, come on. Hurry up.
Yeah.
Get
I just
this
need
done.
to drink some Mountain Dew and I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Drink some cold water. You just throw some water on the wound. You'll be fine. It's okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. 30-year-old bodies don't go for that no more.
Just wait.
I'm like,
I've heard
is he
you,
gonna say
I've heard
it, or
you
am
talk
I
about
going
being
to?
40 a couple times. You know what?
Yeah.
I'm excited. So
I'm not quite there yet, but almost.
I'm
Almost.
excited.
Yeah.
It's coming.
how old are you?
We're both 39.
I think we're both 39.
Both
yeah.
39?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Less
know
than
that.
6 months away from 40.
Okay. Oh, so that's why Columbia had to happen. Oh man.
Yeah, that's part of
Gotta
it.
celebrate
for
the 40s together. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I had a breakup, and I
Gotta-
knew last year
Yeah.
that I needed to just do something. So, yeah,
I understand that. Kudos to you.
yeah, I'm like, it's now or never before I get trapped by another man.
I feel that. Has your trip been everything you wanted it to be so far, minus the audio troubles?
Yeah, it has been. Like, it's been really, really nice. Like, I
Awesome.
didn't have a lot of expectations other than I wanted to see something different and
Okay.
just, experience life outside of the US. And it's been really illuminating in ways that I didn't know, like, I was going to be shocked by. I think I
Okay.
mentioned this on one of the podcasts about just having women on money, regular women, not sexy women
See,
on
oh my
currency.
God.
Like that rattled me. That,
I
like, oh, they
understand.
just have this. And then I look at our dollars and I'm like, we just have enslavers on our money. Like,
Mhm.
there are
Yeah.
other ways to have to, promote people. Like,
Yeah.
it's just there's so many different things that just
Are you
being
gonna
here
keep
for.
some of the
Sure.
funds that have women on the face?
Oh, of course.
Absolutely.
Of
That's
course.
what's up.
They're becoming souvenirs, sadly,
That's what's
sad
up.
souvenirs.
I
Um,
understand
Yeah.
that.
but yeah, I've enjoyed my time here. I've learned a lot about myself, and yeah, I'm having a really good experience
It's awesome.
overall. But it's life, there are struggles. Like, being here does not eliminate
Yeah.
anything that I was struggling with before. It's just a little different.
Yeah.
It definitely feels nice to be away from the pressure of, like, I mean, there's racism everywhere, but like,
Mhm.
not to have to deal with white people has been so nice.
I'm
It's
just
like,
chilling here in Colorado, just jealous.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I
It's
mean,
all right.
yeah.
It's all right. It is totally fine. I'm glad one of us is getting
Yeah.
some enjoyment. I am vicariously living through you.
Have you been outside the country?
Nope, but I'm telling my girl, or I'm
gotta
telling
do
my
it.
fiance that it's happening soon because
You gotta treat yourself to
Yeah.
just it's like I don't know. It's like I put down a heavy bag and I didn't even realize it. And it's very light over
Oh,
here.
that's
Yeah.
that's
It's
amazing.
nice.
Tux, have you been outside of the country?
Yeah, I've been to Europe a bunch,
Okay.
like in high school and college, and then after sort of just traveling with my husband.
Okay.
But we were just in Mexico 2 months
December,
ago.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, not even 2 months ago, and that was incredible. Yeah,
I'm using you guys as the friend group that's, international, that's aware of life outside of the country. So I'm just like, okay, I'm going to manifest this energy.
Yes.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
get this passport probably at the end of this year because I said I was going to get it at the end of last year and I didn't. So yeah.
You're doing it this year. You've
Yeah.
said it on a podcast. It has to come true or you're gonna be a liar.
Yeah.
So.
Truth.
yeah.
I love it. I like the motivation.
That's
It's
how I do
really-
anything, though. I tell
Yeah.
people about it and I'm like, oh, now I can't be a liar. I gotta do
Yeah.
this shit.
You gotta do
Hold
it.
yourself accountable. Yeah.
Yep.
But it's like, it's after the first one or two times you do it, it's just sort of like,
Yeah.
it's just like anything else, you get
Yeah.
used to traveling and sort of learning the way different cultures are and different cities are and stuff. And
Yeah.
it becomes a lot less intimidating than you think it is. It's not,
Yeah.
it's not
Okay.
scary at all.
I think if you can be humbled, which you already have been, it's a familiar
Yeah.
feeling,
Yeah.
especially when you travel in a place where you don't know the language well. My Spanish is still so poor, but I have a really good attitude about it. And like, I know enough Spanish to say how bad my Spanish is and to apologize. And like, people appreciate that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I've heard that goes a long way.
Yeah,
Like,
it really does,
making-
because a lot of people do know a little bit of English, but they feel maybe like a little shame about like not having perfect English. But if they see you and hear you with your,
Mhm.
the worst Spanish they've ever heard, they're
Yeah.
more likely to, try to chat back with you, which is nice.
It's fair
Yeah.
and
Ugh.
encouraging.
Yeah. I
Really
think that
encouraging.
Americans, or at least I think there are some Americans who have this fear, like I don't want to look bad, in front of someone else. Like
I
I
have that
want to.
fear for
Yeah,
sure.
and I think it's very male. I didn't want to
Yeah.
say
For
this,
sure.
but it's so true. I think
No, that's
men
definitely how I feel too.
especially want to be like perfect or, not appear to struggle, but like that's not real.
Yeah.
And people don't like when you are, you close yourself off because you don't want to look silly or whatever. Like it's
Mm.
you got to let that shit go.
Okay.
And traveling helps you do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Forces you to do that. I should say.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's motivational. I'm keeping that in mind. Yeah, I'm hoping the first go outside of this country is either going to be Canada. Vancouver is such a nice, attractive option. I don't know why. Just being completely surrounded by woods sounds awesome. And the climate over there for sure. But if it's somewhere that's not connected to us, I would say Costa Rica or
Ooh.
going to Sweden, a country that has a woman president, a woman leader. Like I want a culture shock.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I want
there's-
that for you. Vancouver is
Zealand.
very gorgeous. Oh yeah, New Zealand.
Oof, New Zealand
that
would be
flight,
crazy.
though.
That
That
would
flight.
be, yeah. That's the reason I'm waiting for it. I'm just like,
Yeah.
okay, let me work my way up.
I
This. Let me get a little bit more outdoors.
yeah, I think
Colorado.
that as your first move is a little too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to come back, Tux.
Yeah.
I do want to come back and
Yeah.
still finish some things here.
Yeah.
Thanks for the tips.
Yeah.
A lot of things that I'm definitely going to be taking with me over the next couple of
Yeah.
years, trying to get some new experiences. Because this American shit getting old.
Yo.
So.
Yeah. Listen to your
know.
elders, treat yourself.
Mhm.
Yes. Yeah.
Mhm.
Amazing. But yeah, thank you for coming on. Thank you for all the work that you're
Yeah.
doing with the show. I feel like
Seriously.
it's things are sounding just better and better every episode. It sounds better than the last. So
Thank
Yeah,
you.
I love your
appreciate
like
that.
spin on it. Like you do this like, I don't know, echoey thing that's like really cool.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
It's like your signature.
Yeah, I try to, one of the things that they're teaching us in school is to get good at everything that you're doing. But if you can do something a different way than everybody else and stick
Yeah.
out, that's always going to be the best route.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to send you guys a couple mixes sometime so you can listen to those. The beginning and the ends, I usually slow the songs all the way down and speed them all the way up at the beginning. And then at the very end, just for a really cool effect, I'll do some of the similar things that we do in the podcast, but I'll slow a song all the way down. So it's like half the BPM that it normally is. Just
Mhm.
adds a little bit of finish. you
Yeah.
know?
Okay. Yeah, I
Cool.
love to hear that.
Well, thank you again. This has been really fun. I think
Yeah, it
we've
has
all
been.
we've all been on a learning journey today. So yeah, thanks again. And I want to say thank you to everyone for listening to Beyond Reproach. This has been
Yes.
Tux Lerzel.
And Stephanie Domingo.
And
oh, sorry, Devin. Sorry.
I like that you're just nodding. You're like, yes.
Yeah. And
I thought it was gonna go straight to, and thanks to our audio
No.
editor.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna be okay, there's my cue. Sorry.
yeah, no.
But yeah, thank you both. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. And thanks to you, to our audio editor, Dev. We really couldn't do this without you.
No,
you are an integral part of the team for sure.
Thank you. Couldn't do it without you guys either.
All right. Thanks for listening, guys.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Beyond Reproach. Please note we are not historians. We are just a couple of drunks who never shut up and love history. A full list of all source information can be found in the show notes on our website. Please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. Written reviews are especially important. If you like us, please do one of two things. Leave us a written review on Apple Podcasts or send this episode to a friend, family member, or someone who you think would be into it. Don't forget to follow us on social media. And make sure you follow us on Instagram because we post our cocktail recipes the Thursday before each full episode. Please drink along with us if you are not driving. We also have a shop on beyondreproachpod.com. Get your merch, brand yourselves. We also have exclusive content on Patreon where you can directly support the production of our show.